What's up guys, welcome back to Chelsea Explained. I hope you're doing fantastic and chilling with maybe some coffee or perhaps something cold to drink because it's very hot outside, and we can continue going through the latest Chelsea transfer stories and updates, and I give you my thoughts and opinions around it as usually, and of course I will happily read yours in the comments down below. So let's get through the latest that is happening. And yesterday we spoke about the Barcelona starlet Marc Guiu, and there are some further updates around him today. Marc Guiu has accepted the offer from Chelsea, and the official announcement of the agreement will take place before Sunday. The intention of Chelsea and the player is to do it this Tuesday or Wednesday if all the documents are in order, and this is coming from the outlet Marca. So it's going to happen very soon. And we got some further updates from Fabrizio Romano, who continues speaking on Marc Guiu. Chelsea are close to signing Marc, and he will be given an opportunity in the first team with Maresca. Then they decide what they want to do with it. I can understand, of course, the manager should definitely have a say, should have an impact. But the question is, though, how much power does he necessarily have? Because Potter and Pochettino didn't have that much power. But I hope he has some power, at least in terms of the players we're signing, if he wants to keep them or loan them out. Because maybe he tries Marc Guiu out in preseason, and there is some aspects of his game and abilities that he really likes, and therefore he wants to keep him in the first team for the season coming up. I mean, it's good if we're having him as a maybe third choice in the attacking front, but I would prefer having another backup for Jackson too, so I will prefer if we went and purchased another forward. Spoke about a little bit around his abilities yesterday, his stats, etc. He seems to be a typical number 9, a poacher / target man that is a threat inside the box and is still pretty quick, despite having a physical frame and being tall. Going to pay £5 million for his release clause. And Barcelona was trying to offer him a new contract, but he rejected that since he got a better contract from Chelsea, and it looks like we're going to triple his wages. Now, I don't really know what his wages is, but I guess it will still be not so much. So it's a cheap deal. Maybe there isn't too much risk in it. Paying literally 20 million almost for Kellerman that no one has ever heard of. So purchasing another guy we never heard of for 5 million, it shouldn't be a risk in the signing. But is he ready to play regular football in Premier League? I'm not too sure. Maybe he gets some opportunities in cups here and there. I mean, you never know. He could break in and become a regular starter. Let me know your thoughts. How you feeling around Marc Guiu? Do you think it's a good signing or not? Moving on to another forward we spoke about yesterday, and that is Lille's Jonathan David, and Florian Plettenberg has some updates around him. Chelsea and West Ham are seriously interested in the Lille forward. Chelsea have inquired about the top striker from Lille in recent days. Also read that his valuation isn't £30 million like I said yesterday. It could be even less. It could be around 20 million. 10 million cheaper is a lot, and I would definitely sign him if he's that cheap, because there's no risk in it. He's young, he still has a lot of experience both in Champions League, International, and with Lille in League One, and he's scoring lots of goals, contributing with assists every single season. Of course, if United is coming in, West Ham coming in, they could offer him high wages, and therefore they will secure him over the line. Because, hey, we at Chelsea, we have a wage cap, and that could limit us. So, if United and West Ham are going to be in the mix, I think he would actually pick them ahead of us because of the wages. But, let's wait and hope and see if more stories develops this week. But let me know how you feel then around Jonathan David as well. Is this a striker you would sign for around 20-30 million? let me know. Now we're gonna continue further on a player we're definitely not going to get, which I guess everyone literally thought, because it was just too unrealistic. If we couldn't sign Olise, there's no way we could have any chance of signing this guy because of a wage cap, and that we're not willing to purchase expensive players anymore. And that is around Nico Williams. Fabrizio Romano mentioning Chelsea and Nico Williams. No plans to activate the release clause and sign him. Chelsea's position, Nico Williams, has not changed. They are appreciating him. He was on the shortlist last summer, but current package is too expensive. Chelsea would have to pay around £53 million, and there will also be more expensive payments up front. This story break out for a couple of days ago that we admire him, we are maybe interested in him, but if you just have a brain, you know this was not going to happen. We were never going to go in for Nico Williams if we don't go in for Michael Olise, because they are too expensive. And Chelsea is not interested in that. They want to find these young gems, purchase them for cheap now, and then just leave it at that. And I think it's going to limit us in the future, but that's my opinion. Of course, now we're moving on to some other players who could go out on loan. And I think Cesc Fabregas is the assistant manager at the Italian side Como, who got promoted up to Serie A. And they are apparently interested in bringing Alf Gilchrist on a loan move. I think that could be good for Gilchrist. He could face and get a lot of game time for Como, and he would have to defend a lot in Serie A, which could help develop his abilities even further. So I think this is would be a good loan option for him, because if he's gonna go to a bigger team, he might just sit on the bench, and it will end up like the most loan players we have, and they don't get the game time they need. And I think Alf Gilchrist has shown he's this sort of no-nonsense centre back, and that's perfect for Serie A. And Fabregas is really good at developing players in terms of how they're going to pass the ball, and how they're gonna see and find their teammates in certain areas. If you're looking at YouTube when Fabregas explains how he likes to set up his team, I think Gilchrist will develop his possession side of the game. Alright, we're moving on to Cesar Cassady's story. This is coming from Cesar Cassady. Cassady still open to staying, but his future will be decided in talks with Enzo Maresca in July. Many young players in a similar situation, but Per have a good relationship from his loan at Leicester. So it's good that he's already been getting game time on the Enzo Maresca at Leicester. Now we have signed so many midfielders that it's impossible to fit everyone into the first team. I feel like we have got this signing wrong. I think Cassady has massive potential. But what are you gonna do with all of these young players you signed? You can't play everyone. Some of these guys won't make it. I would love Cassady to make it, because I see the potential in him. And hopefully Enzo Maresca will have a say here and see something in him. I understand also if Cassady wants to move on, because his move to Chelsea has, like, it has been for nothing. I mean, Pochettino recalled him back from his loan spell in January, and then he was just sitting on the bench being cold. He got like 5 minutes in one game, and that was it. Completely wasting him. He could have just stayed at Leicester and continued getting those crucial minutes. If Enzo Maresca can turn his career around, otherwise, if he's not gonna get the game time and just sit on the bench, it's better to either loan him out or sell him further, because there will be clubs interested in him. And I will finally update and clarify for you guys that Omari Kellingham has completed his medical and signed a contract to 2030, so he is a Chelsea player now, and welcome to Chelsea Football Club. Talk about overpaying for a guy that has made 3 appearances in Premier League off the bench. But we helping us to Villa out of PSR. They helping us by signing Ian Madsen. I think honestly we should just turn to academy players that has massive potential instead of buying other teams' academy guys. I mean, what's the difference? I feel we're just wasting money here. This is all the latest transfer stories today. Let me know, of course, your thoughts in the comments down below. Would you take Jonathan David alongside Marc Guiu? I would do that. I think there's no risk in it. And thank you so much for watching, of course. And if you're brand new here, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my page, hit that notification bell down below so you never miss when I upload, and I'm out.